Round one, we've got a great keep here. All right, green-black perhaps. So, looks like we're probably doing Skiff into Specialist to start it off. Another Skiff, okay. So we'll go Skiff and pass. That's interesting. I wasn't anticipating seeing a white mana, I should say. Okay, Operative seems very good here, so I think we'll just play Operative and pass. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, not moving any counters. Okay, Tusker is obviously very, very strong. We're still looking okay, though. Oh. Well, that seems like a mistaken attack, so we'll just eat their automaton. Take 3. Okay. So now we can go Skiff plus Specialist, which I think we'll do. We could also go Prism plus Specialist. Maybe that makes more sense. If I have 2 Skiffs, though, I could crew 2 of them. Either way, I think I'm blocking Operative on Tusker here, which doesn't give me a great block for these 2. That's interesting. Prism maybe lets me draw into removal. Help it. If I play the Prism, it might help my decision-making process for next turn. And then I still can play a Specialist to do something with a Skiff, but because I feel like I'm blocking the Tusker anyway. Alright, we'll play the Prism plus the Specialist. Okay. Play Specialist and pass. So we have the block for the Tusker. We don't have a Revolt enabler for Aeronaut yet. I mean, we do have the Specialist, which is a Revolt enabler, but it's going to take 2 extra mana, and we're going to actually have to have something to return. So I'll have to figure that out. I could just chump with a Skiff as a means to buy some time. Still not moving any counters, interestingly. I think if I were my opponent, I'd probably move a counter onto the Druid of the Cowl, make it a 3/5. I mean, we're going to snap block with Operative here. Okay, so we'll take 3. We'll trade Tusker for Operative. No play. That's good news. Augmenter. Very, very nice. So let's play Augmenter here. And we still have a white mana open with the Prism, which is nice. So let's, do we want +1/+1 counters or servos? Well, this takes 1 to crew. So then I could, yeah, I think we're going to take the servos here. I want more bodies on the board for Revolt. We're playing the defensive game because, like I said, while deck building, we have a great late game plan. We have powerful effects that we can win through the late game. We have all the removal. We just, I mean, we don't have any of it yet, but our deck has all of the removal. Okay. I don't think our opponent's got a good attack. Okay. So that's good. Resourceful Return is great here. So we can just get back our operative, and now we can start swinging. So that was just a phenomenal draw. Why don't we draw before we play our land? So we get back our guy, which is just great. This is why Return is such a phenomenal card. All right, so let's swing with this Skiff. And then we go Operative plus Skiff number 2. This gives us great blocker, another great attacker. We can work towards revolting this Aeronaut. Now, I will admit that we don't need to revolt a 4/3 flyer for 5, but we are at 11 life, so I feel like there is at least some incentive to do so. Opponent still just does not have a good attack, which is great for us. Another land. Well, now I'm feeling better about playing the. I'm feeling better about playing the 16 lands. I'll tell you that. Okay, so let's just crew both our skiffs here. And who knows? Maybe I could just throw a servo away to do it too. It's not the worst idea I've ever had. So basically I could crew with like an augmenter, swing with a servo and 2 skiffs, and then play an aeronaut. I probably want to do that. I think it's worth giving up a 1/1 to gain 5 life when we're at 11 on this board. We don't need the 1/1. And who knows, maybe my opponent just takes 5. That wouldn't be bad either. It's kind of a revolt telegraph. In fact, definitely is. So I can't even really crack the specialist for any sort of value, can I? I don't have a means to get revolt here. I think we're just going to play the aeronaut. Because we'll be swinging for a lot more damage if we do it this way. Okay. We're still okay here. So we can trade our operative, take a little bit of trample, take 3 trample specifically. Stockpile, nice. There's our revolt enabler too, jeez. So I can scry 1. If I attack with aeronaut, it leaves back the skiffs as blockers. And I think I want to end up attacking for 6 here, don't I? So, okay, I think I see what we do. So we do skiff. We just need to get in for 6, because then Next turn we can attack for lethal with our Aeronaut and double skiff. So we want more blockers for now. So we'll get in for all this. And then we play stockpile, and we sack the servo that we tapped. And bottom that. And then we pass and we get another one. And we're good. And our opponent should be dead on our next turn with double skiff plus Aeronaut. We even have chump blockers for days with Scry. Opponent finally finds their black mana. They don't really have a choice but to attack here. Oh, I see. So they want their own revolt. So I'm not going to give them their own revolt. I'm just going to block with a servo. And we'll sack it to get another Scry. Lawless Broker, okay. Not what I was actively seeking, but it's not a land, so we'll take it. Like I said, they wanted Revolt, I'm pretty sure. We're not going to let them have it. Both of us are playing this Revolt game. Okay, so they get the 2/2 flyer. That will buy them a turn. So let's crew here. And I think I can crew twice, can't I? Or maybe I can't. Because we're at 8. Opponent's got 1 card. We're going to be sacking a servo. And we're going to be playing a broker. But that'll only leave us with 3 blockers to our opponent's 3 attackers. But they do have to block the Aeronaut. So we got to force the block on the Aeronaut. Alright, so I think that does mean we have to swing with everything. So I'm going to crew everything here. We're going to swing with the skiffs and the Aeronaut. Remember, we're getting a broker, plus we're going to sack our servo, so we're going to get another revolt trigger here. And we're forcing our opponent to block as well. Okay, so now we go broker. Place stockpile, and we sack our servo. And we scry. Augmenting Automaton is actually fine too. And then we get another one and we pass. And we're left with 3 blockers to our opponent's 3 attackers. Okay. So we won via very good value there. Decommission currently deals with a flat wheel cruiser and an automaton, which does not seem worth it based on what we saw. It feels like they've got to be base black, and they just happen to see their splash color, because automaton is not a card you want to be splash black for, and neither is Night Market Aeronaut. So I think they just sort of got a little bit color screwed. But even getting color screwed, they only had like 1 or 2 cards left in their hand. So I think that they're just basically a very much primarily green deck. And then they're probably supplementing with a couple black spells. Maybe they just didn't get enough green to make like a mono green, basically. So green is kind of the perfect color to branch into other colors with like unbridled growth and stuff. So our deck, on the other hand, performed magnificently. And it was beautiful. Got to really just hold down the ground so effectively and win via value. With just sitting on value there too. Specialists not even doing anything the whole game. Didn't even need any of our removal spells, so that's pretty magnificent. I don't think that we're going to splash anything or bring in anything. We don't need the decommission. We did actually have a problem getting a revolt trigger for the Aeronaut, but in the end, it was the wiser choice anyway. This just put our opponent away in a couple turns, so it panned out just fine. And we actually have a lot of life link in here, or at least a lot of ways to gain life, right? Pillar Bug, Aetherborn, double Aeronaut. That's pretty good. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, this is a good hand, definitely. We don't have the gas to help out the operative here, but this is a good hand. We'll find the gas for this augmenter. So currently we go operative into stockpile, I guess. Or Thopter Arrest. But being able to scry return off stockpile is pretty awesome. For 1 mana. Okay. Splash color found here. And remember, we want to start with swamps because of Aetherborn. I do love Unbridled Growth. Typically, you cast it on the... well, that was a good draw. Typically, you cast it on the untapped land, though. So we get Death Toucher now with Pillar Bug next turn. Looking pretty good. Thriving Rats. Pretty fearless about that. So let's play our Pillar Bug, and next turn now we can do Augmenter. That's pretty fantastic, actually. So Pillar Bug, so we can swing for 3, because Operative is such a great card. And we will block the rats. If our opponent has a combat trick, so be it. We're still playing an Augmenter, and I wouldn't mind them tapping out this turn. Okay, so they get their Revolt trigger. Silkweaver Elite to draw a card. Still nothing I'm concerned about, though. So I'll probably just swing with the Pillar Bug, and we're not going to gain life, so then I can follow up with the Augmenter. And I think we'll actually... Well, I guess that's a good question. Do I want to make this at 4-3? Because then I actually have a much better block against the rats, too. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, this is a little bit more tough because if I get the servos, it's going to be easier to work with stockpile, and I can turn on my operative. Huh. Yeah, whatever. I can stop at 2-3 later. Let's just get the servos. It's going to work better for our stockpile. We need the gasoline and our operative, like I said. So we'll swing with Pillar Bug and then play the Augmenter. And make the servos. I want to start scrying actively every turn now and just digging for that gasoline. Even though I could make this a 4-3, I think the servos are better suited for what we're trying to do here. And if we need to Thopter Arrest something, we can. Like a Ridge-Scale Tusker, for example. Filigree Crawler, no problem. Alright, that's fantastic. So now we're just going to sit back, just fine. We're going to hold on to it. Now we're just pure digging for value here. So I guess I'll play my forest. I don't care if my opponent knows about our splash. And then we're just in full-fledged chill-out mode with answers in hand to everything. Oops, I forgot to use stockpile. Whoopsie. So I missed a scry, but that's okay. I guess I can just do it on my upkeep, can't I? Because I still get the same, yeah. So I'll just upkeep do it. I still missed the scry, because I would have gotten it last turn. Riparian Tiger, alright. I'll Daring Demolition that. Because Thopter Arrest, I think, well, they kind of deal with the same stuff, but Thopter Arrest actually does deal with more things. So we're going to upkeep scry. And bottom that. Draw for turn. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. Kill the tiger. Pass. Just actively searching for a big flyer. Find Salvager, no problem. Okay. All right. So, do we want to upkeep scry again? I guess so. There she is. Miss America right here. Perfect. Now we're just going to be spitting out monsters every turn. And actually, I think we're just going to bust another Daring Demolition. Yeah, we can get rid of the Salvager, sure. They can keep their 1/1 flyer. I'm not scared of a 20-turn clock, but we'll blow up the Salvager because we still have the Thopter Arrest. And we want to keep as many creatures on board as possible. The reason is for Ovia, obviously. So this just doesn't give them a very good attack. We still have another removal spell for anything we can't deal with. We still get another servo. And then on my turn, I'm going to stop using stockpile because we're just going to start spitting out some monsters here. Okay. Okay, so they had the answer, sadly. So we're just back to the upkeep scry plan. We can get resourceful return to get back Ovia. Didn't attack with the Thopter, oddly. Hey, what do you know? So, value for days, my friends. Look at this value. Get that back. Draw a card. What else you got for me? Just give me all the goodies. Look at that. Just beautiful. All right. Ovia, Specialist, pass. Get another servo. Okay. So I think the blocks are going to be... Oh, not there. Oh, so they actually do have good attacks here, huh? Guess we can trade an operative for a 3/4. Or the guy that can get bigger. Huh. Can only do it at sorcery speed, though. Okay, so maybe we just block like this. Well, I guess we don't even have to do that, do we? We can also do like... Because Ovia is still going to be spitting out dudes that are too big for my opponent to deal with. So it probably makes more sense to just double block this too. So maybe we just do like a Pillar Bug plus a Servo. Okay, so opponent got some pretty awesome value there, but we're still fine. So we take some extra damage. We take 7, which is actually quite a bit. But we still deal with their thing. We lose some things. We're left with 4 things. I can still upkeep, which I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to upkeep Ovia and then sack the Servo, so I still get the Scry before draw. So we go upkeep Ovia, spit out a 5/5. Oh, it's a 4/4. Okay. And then we'll sack the Servo to the stockpile. Keep the Aeronaut on top. Draw the Aeronaut. And pass the turn. Get another Servo. And pass. So next turn we probably just want to play the Aeronaut to gain the life. So we won't use Ovia, I guess. Take a turn off from Ovia. Tusker's like the last thing I think we wanted to see. Possibly. Probably the last thing. I'm assuming. So now we're in some pretty serious trouble, sadly. So I guess we'll have to kill the Salvager. Basically, we have a boatload of rebuilding to do now, but not much you can do about it. Wait. That's weird. I'm not sure why they didn't attack with their ground guys. Alright. So we take our 4. Which is a lot. Just a ton we can't afford to take right now. But, alright. Not sure why they did it like that. It's interesting. So, we'll untap. We'll sack a Servo. We'll play an Aeronaut. So we'll get our Scry. Guess we don't. Excuse me. So we'll sack the Servo. Gonna Scry. Don't need that. It does give us Revolt, but we just don't need it. So we'll bottom it. Draw for turn. Mastodon's actually very nice. But these are 5/5s now too. So the Aeronaut can block the Thopter though and gain us 5 life, so we'll do that. Get a Servo and pass. Okay. So I guess we'll discard the Mastodon because we can get it back with the Specialist anyway. I just want to use Ovia. Is that too much to ask? No attacks. I don't know what my opponent's doing. Confused though. So I think we're just going to use... I guess we don't have to though. Because we can just use Ovia on our opponent's turn. So, alright. We're just going to hang out then. So we'll get a scry trigger before draw. Harpooner, we're going to keep on top. Draw, pass turn. Because if opponent's going to give us the opportunity to do some Ovia action here, we're going to take full advantage. Like, I don't know why they definitely had a great attack there. Trying to think if they just have something that's going to go over the top and beat us. I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're digging for it. Bottom that. If I find removal, though, I'll just start... I mean, I guess I have removal, don't I? So maybe I'm supposed to be doing that. I'm going to make one more, though. One more Ovia token, at least. And then I think I'm going to Thopter Arrest, I guess, the Salvager. Actually, maybe the Thopter, so I can start swinging over top. Okay. I still can beat that, though. Okay. Can take that, because we have the Harpooner. And we can start smashing back, so this is all good. We'll take our medicine here. Okay, so we spit out a dude. We go upkeep, scry. Bottom that. Draw. Harpooner. Eat that. Attack for 4. I could Thopter Arrest, but I'll probably just spit out a token with Ovia. Granted, it's a smaller one, but we still can hold down the fort pretty effectively here. Okay. And the only reason I'm saving the Thopter Arrest now is if there's just something that I can't deal with. Like, I don't know what that something is, but... Alright, scry. Prism. I'm actually going to bottom that because I'd rather just, use Ovia as per usual. So let's get in with our flyer here. I guess we can get in with a 7/7/2, can't we? Just start getting some clutter off our opponent's board here. This is exactly lethal too, so this actually does force a block. Oh yeah. Wait. Did I attack into that last time and my opponent didn't do anything, or was that tapped? How did I miss that? I actually don't know. Did we both miss that? That's strange to me. So I needed to use Thopter Arrest. I think I forget about Reach more often than anybody else, to be honest. Alright, so I'll make a dude while we still have some dudes. And pass. Oh, I didn't leave up the white either. Jeez. But yeah, I forget about reach, I think, more often than any other mechanic in the game. I don't know if anybody else has a problem with that, but for some reason, reach, it never, I don't know. It never clicks with me. It's so strange. I don't know if it's the picture, the art or something that distracts me or what exactly it is. I guess I just basically think, oh, they don't fly. I think my brain just autopilots to, oh, they don't fly? Okay. So we lose Ovia now, which I don't know if it's a problem or not. I guess we'll find out. I think we're still okay, to be honest. Our opponent's had 11. I think we could probably just kill them. Maybe not. Let's do some math. They don't have any cards left in hand. I can remove their elite. Which maybe now I just remove the salvager. And then I probably just kill him. Right? So, Thopter arrest. Guess we'll get rid of the reach. Swing with everything. They block my two biggest guys. 9 and 7. They take 2, 8, 12 bajillion. They're dead. All right. Well, despite tacking into a reach dude, still ended up getting there. Our deck's great. Our deck was really nice there. And Ovia on the splash did seem good. Our opponent had to kill her twice. And even killing her twice, she still spit out a massive army for us. So our opponent really, I think, dropped the ball there. They had a turn where, I guess I dropped the ball attacking into a reach creature, but it was much worse for them. Why they didn't attack us the turn where they needed to, basically. We didn't have great defense. We would have had to double block things. It would have been sort of a nightmare for us, and the rebuild would have been much more difficult, but they basically just let us build our army too massive, and they couldn't overcome it. All right, we'll see you in round 2.